Good morning and welcome to the Space Shuttle Flight Control Room and our first Flight Director update of the mission. Here tonight we have the Orbit 3 International Space Station Flight Director, Courtney McMillan, to tell us a little bit about what's going on at the here in Mission Control. Thanks so much for joining us, Courtney.
Sure.
Okay, so I know, first of all, that last time we heard, we were watching out for a piece of debris that might be crossing the shuttle and station's orbit. We were waiting for some more data now that the shuttle had docked. So has there been any consensus on that?
Yeah, we got a couple more opportunities to get some data on this shift and decided that the probabilities are trending really low. So we are not currently planning to do any debris avoidance maneuvers. So it looks pretty good. This is something that, we see a lot on the station side during stage operations. So we followed our normal process, and we're going to continue to track it. So if it turns around, then we can think about it again. But right now it's looking really good.
Okay, so at this point, no debris avoidance maneuvers planned.
Correct. That's correct.
Good news.
Yep.
So what goes into making that decision?
Really, it's a matter of trending over time and keeping track of where the station is and where we think this object is going, whatever it is. In this case, it was from a satellite breakup. So just looking at it over time, we try to make a decision about the probability and the distance that it looks like it's trending to. This one looks to be pretty well tracked, so it's something we can predict pretty solidly, and we're pretty confident it's going away.
We have a really good idea of the track it's going to take and know that it's not going to.
That's what we're thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Good news. So that gets us then a clear slate for the work that's going to start today with the kind of the main objective of the mission, getting the Raffaello multi-purpose logistics module unberthed.
Yep.
Go ahead. Can you tell us a little bit about what y'all been doing overnight to get ready for that?
Sure. Overnight, we've been really just looking at the plan for today and also checking and making sure that all the mechanisms are in good working order and ready to go. So the arm is all configured and ready for the crew when they get up, and we also did an inspection of both of the mating mechanisms on both the MPLM itself on Raffaello and also on the station side to make sure that the sealing surfaces are good and all the moving parts are moving the way they need to, so everything is in good shape and ready to go.
Okay, so and then you do that overnight using the cameras on the stations?
Yep.
Okay, great. And so what will they do today when they do get into that work?
So about 4 o'clock in the morning Houston time, when the crew gets up there, when they're ready to go, they'll start in on the robotics procedures and they'll grapple the MPLM with the robotic arm, and that'll be Doug and Sandy working that procedure, and then they will maneuver it to node 2 nadir, so they'll maneuver it over to the station side, and then Sandy and Satoshi will work the mechanisms on the station to basically berth it in place and get it bolted onto the station. Then once that's done and they can step away from the robotic arm for the rest of the day, then the heavy lifting goes in and they have to get all the vestibule connections hooked up so that we have ventilation and power and all that good stuff inside of Raffaello so that we can do all the transfer operations later on. So it'll be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon Houston time, maybe a little earlier if they get ahead when they get inside.
And then once they do get inside, what all's in there? And anything in particular?
Lots of stuff. We have over 2,600 pounds of food coming up to the space station, and that's about a year's supply worth of food and other logistics items that are in there. So spare parts, some relatively near term we know we'll use. Some are just consumables that we will go through in normal use. Some of them are to repair systems or serve as redundant units for systems that we rely on. So it's a lot of supplies. We did get some relatively shorter term stuff that we're going to be putting into use right away. We got some portable oxygen monitors that we're going to use as part of our EVA preparation, so the crew has an activity to calibrate those this morning as well. And we also, what was the other thing I wrote down? We got a gyroscope for use in the treadmill that's in the Russian segment. We've had some problems with it, and the Russian crew is waiting for the gyroscope to arrive so that they can complete repairs of the TVIS, the treadmill, later this week.
Okay, so that's some of the first things they're going to be getting out?
Those are near the top of the pile. Actually, the CSACPs are probably already over on station because they were on the mid-deck, not in the MPLM.
That's 2,600 pounds of food.
About that.
That is an impressive statistic.
It is an impressive amount of food, yeah.
Okay, well, on top of all that, I know there's also spacewalk preparation being done. Can you tell us a little bit about how it's different with the space station crew being the ones to perform the spacewalk to get ready for it?
Well, the biggest difference is they haven't been on the ground with us to train as we've gotten closer to the flight. So the main job for the EVA team has really been to work with the crew while they're on orbit and make sure they're getting all the information they need to be ready. So we're finalizing that with some of the products and some of the procedures and information that's going up today so that they have one more day to get ready for the spacewalk. But they've been working with the team on the ground for quite some time to get ready.
And do you think their procedure review will be longer because of that tomorrow, or about the same time as usual?
I think it'll be about the same time as it usually is. Certainly it'll be about the amount of time that we have planned, but there may be more questions and answers going back and forth. Since Rex, who's on the shuttle crew, was with us through all the mission preparation, he should be able to answer a lot of the questions for the crew, and he will be running the EVA for them from inside the station during the EVA. But there may be some additional questions going back and forth with the ground, more so than you would expect to see on a shuttle flight.
And I guess usually the day before a spacewalk, there's a lot of choreographing, transfer and preparation of the tools they'll be using and things like that. Is that already all done with the crew?
Most of that is already done. They're going to be sort of finishing up, polishing, making sure they've got everything buttoned up and ready to go.
Okay. Well, any other things we should be watching out for today now?
Day now, that's right. I don't know, it's just going to be a busy day. We got some really good video at the end of the day yesterday that showed, when the hatches were opened and when everybody got inside. We're hoping to see some more crew choice video like that today as things are going on. It's going to be a very busy day on the space station today, so it should be pretty exciting.
Okay, I agree. I second that hope for more good video.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. We appreciate you coming by. Again, this is Courtney McMillan, the Orbit 3 International Space Station Flight Director, coming over to give us an update. Coming up next on NASA TV, we'll again see the Flight Day 3 highlights with some of that video that we just mentioned, and, of course, the docking of the Space Shuttle Atlantis to the International Space Station. That'll be at the top of the hour, next on NASA TV, and this is Mission Control Houston.
Hi, I'm Dave Gruber.
I'm Steve Kester.
I'm Dave Weiler.
I'm Kara Polkamp. I'm Melissa Chavez.
I'm Jason Helms.
I'm Doug Wilson.
I'm Andrea Prossi.
I'm John McGregor.
We are the Shuttle Guidance, Navigation, and Control Group on the final shuttle mission.
And you're watching NASA TV.